a good goofy voice, but it's okay.
You got it.
Hey, how's it going, hosers? You want to go down to the bar and get fucking shit canned?
That was good.
Thanks, buddy. One of my drunkle actually was in the famous movie Canadian Bacon.
Wow.
So
I don't think it's famous, but
put
keep
that
going.
in your pipe and smoke it. This is Respectfully. I'm Andrea Allen.
I'm Lizzie Cassidy.
And our guest today, fucking what a get, baby.
So excited.
We have a fellow member of Slickback Studios, TM, in the studio, and your friend and mine, little Frex. Welcome to the fucking show.
Thank you so much for having me, gals. Honored
Thanks
to
for
be
coming.
here.
Is that your legal name?
Can you imagine?
Yeah.
Some people think my name is like Lil, like Lily.
Yeah.
And they'll be like, ask Lil. I'm like,
I would do Lilith if I was going to guess.
imagine.
Yeah.
No, it's Emma. My name's Emma.
Oh.
The ongoing conversation I have with myself and only myself is when do we just go back to Emma?
Right.
I think
maybe
on your
never.
deathbed.
We cannot keep this going forever.
I think we
can
should cut this out of the pod. I don't think anyone should ever know.
Yeah.
I love a brand, you know?
The brand is strong.
Yeah.
But it's not strong in the sense that people don't know how many X's are in the Frex.
Yeah,
Because my
tough.
Instagram is 3,
Yeah.
but it's actually just 1.
Right. Yeah.
So you know, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, making it 3 like for you would be a lot.
It would be a lot.
It's porny.
Yeah,
I'll
it
say
is.
it.
Yeah, it
You're
is
gonna
corny.
expect
3
something.
X's is porny.
You're gonna expect something more than just front facing,
Right.
above the waist shots.
Yeah, we're not here for your mind,
Yeah.
baby. We're here for the OnlyFans. By the way, check out my Fansly, fansly.com/dogpick69. You want to see me getting railed by my fucking fiance? Get in there.
Get in there.
Get in there. And speaking of getting railed, we're going to open up real fucking wild. Respectfully, let's talk about female predators.
Let's talk about how women can do anything boys can do.
Yes. Let's talk about fucking gatekeepers in the entertainment. Actually, that does happen a lot. But let's start first, Lizzie. Why don't you talk about what you mean by female predators?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm going to bring up this touchy subject. Lizzie, go ahead.
Go ahead, Lizzie.
I've noticed recently that there are a lot of like girl boss women who are doing things that I'm like, man, if a guy did this, we'd tackle him and put him down like a dog. Like women who are like, you know what, no matter what he says, I'm gonna fuck him tonight. Or like women who will like show up to comedy shows that they know guys are gonna be at that they want to fuck, and I'm like, if a man did this, it'd be stalking.
Yeah.
But when a woman does it, we're like, dating is hard. Yeah, you got to be where he is. You got to play the game, you know?
Harangue him.
But I think we should maybe pump the brakes on, on, you know, just deciding we're going to fuck guys whether they like it or not.
Even how women investigate, you just like made me think of that. Like
Yeah.
just searching down the family members. That would be so insane for a man to do.
Yeah.
How
Insane.
unsafe would you feel? How
Insanely
unsafe would
If
you
you
feel?
went on a date with a guy and
he
he
was
knew
like,
your
he was like,
dad's
oh, I
name?
know your dad's dog's name.
Yeah.
Dude, a guy knows, like, a guy comments in, like, something in my apartment that I post on Instagram. I'm like, restraining order.
Yeah.
Why are you looking at the surroundings of my apartment?
I know.
Yeah.
Jail time.
I know, or a guy's like, I noticed you like that band because of a shirt you wore last week, and I'm like, what are you fucking insane, dude? He's just like interested in the things I'm interested in.
Well, also, sometimes the female predators, they're always, like, not always, but often they're really insanely hot girlies. And
Yeah.
men are insecure, and fucking hot chicks is, like, especially men who have low self-esteem, that's, like, the ultimate fucking thing for them. So it's like they almost are like, he's not gonna say there's something about the like, he'll never say no to this because
Yeah.
I'm so fucking, and I'm like, ew, dude.
I'll say this too, on top of being like problematic, it's also like cringy.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It's cringy to be like, I'm gonna fuck you. Like I could never walk up to a guy and be like, hey, I'm gonna fuck you. The idea of him being like, actually, no, thank you, makes me want to fucking slit my wrist in a bathtub.
Dude, by the way, I was this, and
I know.
people did say no thank you. In my 20s,
Yeah.
when I was a drunk, the worst
Same.
one ever. It's like hard to even say it. I was sure that this dude
Oh my
was
God, is
into
this the
me.
one I'm thinking of?
I don't know. There's been a lot. And he had crutches. And so I was like dancing in front of him, being like, oh yeah, you fucking are just living up watching this. And I tried to lean in to make out with him, and he was not interested, but he was on crutches, so he didn't have time
Oh my
to
God.
like, move.
Oh my God.
So it's an assault.
You're
It's a full-blown assault.
confessing to sexual assault right now on
He
microphone.
hit me with the crutches.
He hit you with the crutches?
He had to self-defense himself.
Yes, he did. He bunted me.
Oh, we should
like
reach
a
out to this
baseball
guy.
player.
You're never getting the Tonight Show hosting
No,
job.
Nope.
Not after this one,
Hey, listen, I support Palestine, and I tried to fucking go after a guy with crutches.
You're done.
With my
You're
full
Show business is
chest. He was like, it just, I was sure that he was interested. And it was because, and I was fine. I wasn't like this crazy hot girl, but I just was like, men are fucking pigs.
Yeah, well, this is like
I think that we get some bad messaging.
Yeah, we do.
I think that especially like people our generation got some pretty bad messaging.
Yeah, like everything I was taught was like you can actually be, instead of being like you can actually be sexually liberated. It was like take it, take what you want. You're a strong
birthright.
Yeah. It was like this attitude of just like just go up to men and just be like, make me come.
Yeah.
As if that's even how it works. As if like someone even quote unquote makes you come and you don't have to do anything.
Yeah.
Like that's just bad messaging.
Or like the idea that you can be like, this guy didn't make me come, so I'm gonna tell everybody.
Or like small dick.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he did his best.
Tonight's the night I'm gonna blow your mind, and I'm like hammered and falling off
Laying
of
there.
him, being like, "Yeah, you fucking, you're so lucky."
Yeah, I'm like, this is gonna be the best night of your life. I'm laying there doing nothing, crying about a different boy,
dude. I know the one that you're
trying
thinking,
not to throw up.
or throwing up. The amount that I
The
threw
amount
up
that
on
I've
myself.
thrown up
I know.
during sex is crazy.
During pumps.
Yeah.
During pumps or during blowing
During
a guy.
blowjob, yeah.
Yeah.
And then I hoovered. One time I hoovered.
I've hoovered.
without him noticing, or he noticed and was like, "I'm blocking this out."
You know what's
Sorry, what does
crazy?
hoovered up mean? Right off the floor?
Right
off
the
the
dick.
body.
Off the floor would be crazy.
I'm picturing like you were like and just and then went down to the floor and just slurped it back up.
Like a fucking succubus, like The
That's so
Exorcist.
funny.
I used to be a blackout drunk, so then I would try to blow guys and I would throw up because I was full of booze.
Yeah.
And one time, like that happened multiple times.
All the time.
And then I started dating a guy and I was blowing him and I threw up in my mouth and I stopped and swallowed it. And he goes, "Did you just throw up in your mouth?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he goes, "I'm your boyfriend. You can throw up in the trash can." And I was like, "Oh my God." It was like the most romantic thing anyone had ever said to me at the time.
My
I was like,
boyfriend-
"Oh my God, you love me."
You care about my basic needs.
Yeah.
Are you the one that you were thinking of that I did?
Yeah.
Is it the
Yeah.
Okay. I'll tell this one too. I'm done, baby.
Again, if a guy did this, it would be like not necessarily predatory, but we would be like, that guy.
He's a
I'm gonna say
problem.
something mean. I
Yeah.
feel like that guy is such a loser.
Oh, the biggest
We
loser.
should put him down.
Yeah, we should put him down like a dog on the streets.
This is like femcel stuff.
it's so hard to say it.
Femcel, that's really funny. Is that something people say?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
I've heard
wow.
it's a girl in
That's
cell.
kind of funny. That's so true.
I mean, it was okay. So I met a guy who was a friend of a friend, and we did fuck the first time we met. We went out drinking. We fucked. It was, I'm sure, fine. Also, like, remember when you thought you were good at sex, and then you got a few years under your belt, and
Oh
you're
my
like,
goodness.
oh no. But this guy, he had moved to New York. He was going to Columbia. This guy was like ripped. He was a soccer player. He was going to Columbia. He was objectively not in my league. And I kept trying to hook up with him, and he kept like politely rebuffing me, which was so nice.
He just kept doing
Yeah.
the right thing.
Yeah, he kept being like, that was a drunken mistake, and I don't want to hurt your feelings. Stop trying.
But he wasn't even doing. He was being nice. He's like, "Oh, I've got stuff going on."
100%. And this guy, he was a pothead, and he didn't have any friends in New York. So I was like, this is how I'll
Lure him.
this is how I'll lure him in. I'll tell him to come over so we can smoke weed. And I didn't have weed.
Right.
And I thought that I
course.
could like get weed from one of my friends. Like,
Dude, you're like a pedophile in a van. Like, there's candy in here.
Yes.
There's no fucking candy
Yeah.
in there.
I thought I could get it like last minute, and then everything fell through. And so I texted him being like, you can come over and I'll smoke you out. And
Oh my God, I can't believe you're about to say this publicly.
I'm scared.
I'll be on top the whole time.
The offer to be on top the whole time is so embarrassing. I want to fuck you so bad.
Wait,
you
I
can
think
just
that's
lay
kind of a cool
there.
text. It didn't land?
No.
It's a cool text if the person is remotely interested.
That's true.
But that'd be like if I like ran it out into the street right now and was like, I'll be on top the whole time. A guy walking by is like, I have a wife.
I was also selling something I couldn't back up.
Right.
Like, you're going to come over. I'm going to be smoking a blunt on top of you, giving you the blunt, fucking chains. I have 2 guns. I'll be shooting. I was
Meanwhile, you're like crying in a big t-shirt.
100%. He came over and I was like, hey, what's going on?
Wait, he did come over?
Yes, he came over and I didn't have the weed and he was like, okay, well, I'm going to go. And that was
And
the
then
end
like
of that.
when I was in my 20s, if that happened to me, I would tell that story to my friends like he's an asshole.
Yes.
Like I'd be like, what, he only wanted weed? Like I didn't tell him he was coming over for weed.
Yeah. Yeah.
God, yeah. There's a woman we know who was also a quote unquote comedian. And she one time got drunk enough to tell me that she only does comedy to fuck comedians. Oh. And I was like, if a male comedian said that, dude, I would be all over the female comedian only Facebook
like,
page.
Stay away.
Stay away from this guy. He's a fucking... And also, if you are a woman who wants to fuck male comedians, the worst thing to do is be a comedian.
Yeah.
That's
all
true.
you have to do is go to their shows and be like, hey, I'm not a comedian.
Yeah.
And they'll fuck you.
Wait, Frex, so you said you used to be this guy, this like, I'm so fucking hot in your 20s. Is there anything that you did that's as humiliating as what I was up to?
Honestly,
write down the
no
name, I'll
specific
show
stories.
I need a pen.
I just had like fake confidence.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
The fake confidence is humiliating because
It is.
everyone knows that you can't back it
Everyone
up.
knows like I'm an absolute coward sweetheart.
Yeah.
And it's like it's all over my face. I don't lead with sexuality. I don't lead with like truly I don't. And so people are just like, what are you doing, Emma?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
I also think like this happened to me when I first started doing stand-up specifically. I was 19. I was the hottest I've ever been in my life. And like for the first time, because I went from hanging out with like cool New York City, like Manhattan transplant people who are the hottest people in the world to doing open mics in basements. So in the first world, I'm like a 2. And in the open mic basement world at the time, I'm an 11. So it was the first time in my life that I could walk into a room and be like, I'm going to fuck that guy. And then I would.
Yeah.
And it immediately went to my head.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I was walking around being like, I don't know. I'm like God's gift to men and comedy. And like, they're all telling me I'm funny because they want to fuck me. So I thought I was funny. And now I think about the jokes I was doing at the time and I'm like, oh, you were like a nightmare.
Yeah.
You were a full-blown nightmare. And guys who are married are trying to fuck you and you're saying yes.
I threw a pizza at somebody once.
That's cool. For not fucking you?
In your house? Outside your house?
Wait. To get him to fuck you or because he wouldn't fuck you?
Because he wouldn't fuck me.
Again, not to keep doing this point, but can you imagine if I came to you and I was like, I said I wasn't gonna fuck him, and then he threw a hot pizza in my face? That would be like attempted murder.
I know.
That'll be like people posting back and forth on Instagram, like stay away from her.
Yes.
She's no good. She's throwing hot pies.
That would be people being like, I have to publicly announce that I'm no longer friends with this person.
That's how bad it is.
I would be marked as unsafe.
What do you think the difference is? That we're physically less dangerous?
Yes.
That's what it is.
And also
100%.
that like all of the messaging is that guys want to fuck women all the time.
And like no
Right.
matter
and women
what, they're pigs.
are the gatekeeper of pussy.
Right.
And men are like, I don't know, I'll stick my dick in anything, which like isn't necessarily true.
No.
Right.
Well, the pizza, it was actually a drop. It was here. It was a subway station near the studio, Bedford Avenue. Very popular, crowded subway station.
Don't dox the studio.
Sorry. But
Come to the studio. I'll be on top the whole time.
I'd be smoking 2 blunts. If you got crutches, I'll push them out of your hand, and then I'll just jump on your fucking dick and ride it. No, this guy had a girlfriend. We had made out, even though he had a girlfriend, which is, I think, the only time I've ever done that. And then
Brag.
Yeah.
I've done that a lot of times.
I mean, I just have a cheating thing
Me too.
that I
Like,
hate.
I'm like the cheater police.
Yeah,
I'm
I
like,
hate
how
it.
about you go home to your wife?
yeah, I will say every time I've done it, I didn't know.
Yeah.
But I did have a suspicion.
Sure.
Yeah.
But there was no explicit, I have a girlfriend.
Yeah. No,
Sorry.
Wait, why are you a cheater police? I gotta ask.
Because I've
that.
been cheated on and it hurts so bad.
Yeah.
It hurts
yeah,
so
yeah,
bad.
It
yeah.
hurt me
hurts so bad. Oh my God, it hurts so
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah.
And then like I was just so I hate to use the word, but like triggered about it. It's
Of
like,
course.
so, like I would be working at a bar and I would see people come in for happy hour, like coworkers.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, I know that guy probably has a girlfriend.
Yeah, I can
He's,
smell
like,
it.
making out with this coworker, and I would just be like,
You
Yeah.
piece of
home
shit.
now.
One of the guys
to your
who,
wife now.
One of the guys who hit on me when I was new to comedy was wearing a wedding ring while he
Yeah.
hit on me, and he put his hand on my thigh, and I like grabbed his wrist and held his hand up with his wedding ring on it, and I was like, "Cool ring, dude.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here."
Yeah.
What are people thinking?
Also,
That's the
Like,
thing.
what are you thinking, bro?
but also I was 19, so I was like, I don't want to fuck a guy with a wife because I want a boyfriend. Like,
Yeah.
a guy with a wife isn't gonna be my boyfriend.
They will. I mean, that's the thing about the whole like women being horn dogs and like thinking that men will fuck them, because they do. Like, that's the thing, is like they're not respectable creatures. You
Right.
cheat
Yeah, they
on your
do it.
beautiful wife and you have a child. Like, you ruin your
Yeah.
whole fucking life and everyone's life around you, dad, for pussy. And I'm like,
know.
well, then if I put pussy in front of you, you're probably gonna take it because you're a fucking idiot.
But the problem is the men that we want to fuck badly enough to do these crazy things aren't those guys.
Yeah.
Like the reason we want to fuck them so badly is because they're like cool and nice.
Good men.
So we're like, I'll be on top the whole time. And they're like, no, I'm like a human being.
Yeah, yeah.
But if you said that to like one of these loser scumbags, they would love it.
Yeah.
But that's not who you want to be on top the whole time for.
Yeah.
That is choose someone to be on top the whole time that deserves it. And
or
when you're
don't
sober,
be on top the whole.
Yeah,
What a
we need better
nightmare.
messaging for the girls.
What-
coming up? I don't know what it would be, but we gotta fix this.
Yeah, it's definitely not us. But
we
somebody
got
do
the
it.
worst possible messaging. I don't think Gen Z got the right.
Yeah.
You're Gen Z, right? Or not?
I'm like the cusp.
Yeah.
I don't even know what they're telling girls now.
Yeah, me neither.
I mean, girlies now are like, they all like do makeup incredibly well,
Yeah.
and are hotter than I'll ever be in
And
my
they weren't.
life.
They also weren't raised being fed poison, so they're just naturally going to be hotter. Than
Yeah,
us.
yeah.
Because like we were in that peak of like
Yeah, I
that
grew up on
all the
Hamburger
food,
Helper.
even the good food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is so bad for us that like we'll never be as hot as we could have been had we not been attempted assassinations every day
Yeah,
of our
yeah.
lives.
And that is the biggest crime
Isn't
of
it?
our
Like
generation.
we'll never know how hot we could have been.
I
We're
know.
always gonna
I
have a
know.
little bit of bad skin. I have my spine is arched like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I look like I came out of a fucking nuclear reactor. I'll never know what the potential could have been. I'll never have the confidence.
Yeah,
I
there's
deserve
no
to
amount
have.
of collagen can fix the fact that I grew up eating Kraft mac and cheese with hot dogs in it.
Yeah, exactly. The little collagen powder you put in the water, the Jet Anderson. Oh,
Yeah.
it's not gonna work.
That'll
It's
never
not enough.
That'll never touch what I have going on.
Yeah, fucking drunk elephant isn't going to do anything
yeah,
for us.
the
Yeah.
fact that I ate Burger King after school 4 out of 7 days a week.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, to finish the pizza story.
Sorry.
Oh, no, that's okay. I mean, I also kind of want to touch back on who cheated on you, but we'll go back if you want to talk about it. But me and this guy just had bullshit. He also did, this is kind of similar to Predator girlies, is my male friends are in love with me girlies, and I know
That's
it.
a whole nother brand.
Yeah, and I just am basking in their attention and like using them as like an emotional labor machine for all the
Yeah,
shitty
but I
men.
do think that one is sad because it's usually like a woman who's never been treated as anything other than an object, and now a man is being nice to her on a human level, and she's like, he must want to fuck me, and it's like, oh man, you're broken.
Yeah.
dude.
No, I was broken. This guy was broken. And he was trying to hook up with me, but he was being like a little worm about it, and he had a girlfriend. And then I got drunk enough and I changed my mind. And then he was like mad that I was being hot and cold. So I walked him to the subway station and I had a pizza, and he was walking down the stairs, and I just held the pizza like approximately where I thought he would be walking. Like I anticipated his location, and I dropped the pizza and it landed on his head.
Yeah, that is crazy
It's
mean.
crazy mean. But I was a mean drunk.
Are you guys both sober now?
Yeah.
Yeah. Welcome to the pod.
Yeah.
Yes. This is what we do. This is us at our best.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
is us having the most fun.
Definitely.
Can I ask about the person who cheated on you?
Yeah, we're celebrating 8 years together today.
Oh.
He's forgiven.
Whoa. How did you I gotta know. This is I'm a kid in the candy shop. How did you find out if you wanna
That I don't want to say.
Okay.
But I will say that actually I will say Instagram.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, it's always
The
the
girl
fun.
was watching my stories.
The girl
Why do
was
they
watching
do
your
that?
stories.
But stories were new at this time. This is how long ago this was. They had like just dropped stories.
It's so
It was so
weird.
confusing. I
It's
was
so
like,
weird.
wait, what is this? What is this list of?
Yeah.
It's just
Who
a
is
list
this?
of
Why is
women
your-
your boyfriend wants to fuck. What is this?
I was like, what is it? I was like, why is your coworker? And then it's like, I don't even follow. Like, we don't follow each other. I'm like, what is this?
Yeah.
Oh, it was a coworker.
Of course.
Yeah. I got cheated on my high school boyfriend, fiance actually, but that doesn't really count because I was a teenager and he wasn't. He cheated on me with this girl who was like his
Wait,
like,
can you say that sentence again?
he was technically my fiance, but I was a teenager and he was in his 20s, so I don't count it.
Okay.
We call that statch rate
Yeah.
out on the streets.
Statch engagement.
Yeah.
Right? But sorry, I keep itching my nose.
Yeah.
I'm on cocaine.
Yeah.
I'm sober except cocaine.
Irish Catholic sober.
Exactly. Thank you so much. He was cheating on me with his best girlfriend, which sucks because that's who you always think it is.
Yeah.
And it was. But she, like, it reminded me when you said she was looking at your stories, she, like, fully inserted herself in my life. Like, would comment on all my Instagram posts. Like, was like, you're like, oh my God, you go, girl. You know, like that kind of energy to, like, I guess she thinks that that'll make it so that I don't think it's her.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's like, that's the thing that the most makes me think
Yeah,
it's you.
that's insane.
Like, you being like, every time I date a guy and I meet one of his girlfriends and the first thing she says is, you're so pretty, I'm like, you want to fuck him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're being
so
too nice
pretty.
to me.
Nope.
And then I never broke up.
Trackers going in.
Yeah. I never broke up with that guy because I was like being manipulated. And then he broke up
By
with
a man
me.
who was an adult and you were a teenager?
Can you believe?
I can't believe.
And then he broke up with me on my 18th birthday.
And he was in his 20s?
Yeah. And I was like, just
Is this
tell
a
me.
traumatic thing for you?
Not,
Or
I
does
mean,
it matter?
parts of it, yes, parts of it are whatever. But I was like, did you cheat on me with so and so? And he had already broken up with me. He goes, yeah. Like he was so like publicly obviously cheating on me with her. And I just wouldn't leave. And he was like, yeah, I'm breaking up with you to be with her. Like, of course I did.
Get out of here. Wait, so how did the confrontation go with you? Did you confront him or did he admit to it?
It was a long one.
Yeah.
It was very drawn out. It was like in dribbles and drabs.
Yeah.
Admit to a little, then admit to a little.
Yeah.
So I was on high alert detective mode for months.
Yeah.
That's so,
It was so
the worst.
painful.
fucking
The worst.
It was so painful.
And then how did you I guess resolve or how did you gain the trust back? You're like, I never did. Baby.
I really think that, like trust. No, I was kidding. I really think that he did change.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he fucked up.
Well, also, you've
And
been together for so long that like people do grow up.
Like, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. It's like, if we were the same people, that would be insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one thing when
that would be crazy.
a girl's like, he changed from 2 weeks ago.
Yeah,
But when
no,
someone's like, he changed from when he was 20, it's like, yeah, he probably
I mean,
did.
he was a little older than 20. But
But you know what I mean? Like,
You're like, he was 45.
45 is
I
20 in
think-
boy years.
Yes, it is.
I almost
kind of
said
is,
dog
yeah.
years, which
Yeah.
really shows what I think about them.
Yeah.
Also, not everybody knows how much it hurts until you're involved with it.
Yeah.
Some
Yeah.
people don't think it's that serious or painful.
No,
Yeah.
that makes me, it is my number one. My
Yeah.
dad cheated on my mom and serially, is that the word, throughout their whole marriage. And they ended up, ending their marriage because he left her for another woman. And not only did he leave her for another woman, he tried to fucking bankrupt her. He tried to move all of his toxic assets over to her name.
Right.
He tried to make her seem crazy. He was like, I'm gonna cheat on you and then I'm gonna humiliate you. And so even though cheating is one thing, it's every time I hear it, I'm like, it's also degrading you and ruining your fucking life. It's just I'm also how do you look that person in the face?
Yeah.
That's what scares me the most about it.
Yeah, I also think that if we go back to the women can do anything men can do, I do think there are women who are like, well, I can cheat on my boyfriend because he has no emotional connection to me.
Yeah.
Women think of men as guys who only want sex. And I'm not here to be women are just as bad. They're not.
No.
Women are beautiful and talk to the moon and men are pigs.
Yes.
But I do think I've known women who are I can do whatever I want because he's just a guy and he's not going to care. And it's I don't know. I think he's gonna care.
Yeah.
He's building a life with you.
And I think that the person who does the cheating, when you learn how much power you have to hurt somebody, I think they can be just as affected by the situation as the person who is cheated on. If they're like a good person.
If they're a good person who actually loves the person
you go,
they
oh
cheated
shit,
on.
like damn, I didn't even realize that they would be hurt. Whoa,
Yeah, I mean,
damn, I didn't even know I could do that to you. I didn't know that, you know?
I literally had, like, I was dating a guy and I once thought about cheating on him and I didn't do it. But then later I realized that the reason I thought about it is because I thought he didn't love me. So I thought it'd be fine.
Yeah.
Like, he was being like a bad boyfriend. So I was like, well, he doesn't even love me. He won't even care.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I could, but then I didn't. And I feel like that's like a lot of, and then when you find out that it would hurt them and they do love you, that's when you're like, ah, shit.
Ooh.
Oopsie.
It's TLC's Creep. You guys know that fucking song?
Yeah.
Beautiful Angels, TLC.
Yeah. Shout out to him.
'Cause I creep. All right, we're going to take a little break and then we're going to come back for another Respectfully segment. I'll see you fucking hosers on the other side. Welcome back to Respectfully. I ate a baby.
Yeah, dude. We don't even have to be talking about farts to do fart stuff.
I'm doing fart stuff all day.
Like I said, anything boys can do, girls can do.
IBS. Shout out to all the IBS girlies.
Oh, what about this one?
You guys have officially become the wacky morning zoo.
That's nothing.
I mean,
that's all I want to be. Welcome to WKBF in the morning with 2 holes or whatever.
with the hole in the hole.
It's all whole.
The hole in the donut.
Women talking. So
Women talking.
bitches be talking.
The worst.
So Frex, I would call you a native New Yorker. You're from Westchester,
Westchester,
right?
yeah. Eastchester.
Did you come into the city when you were a wayward teen? Is that your
Yes.
story? Yeah. Okay.
I was
got
like
it.
16th birthday, go down to the Comedy Store, get your nose pierced.
Yep.
yeah.
Go down to like just drink some Smirnoff Ice at fucking TGI Fridays in Times Square. Why does you need to do that in Times Square? I don't know. But you just had to get
we
a
did
little-
that. I'm from Albany, and we did that too. Like, not as often, I don't think, but like a couple times a year, we'd be like, we're going to New York City and spend the
New
whole
York
time
City.
in Times Square.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
happens because it's like you just get off the train.
Yeah, that's where the bus goes.
How many transfers are we doing here?
Yeah, I
Not
don't know
that
how to
many.
work the subway. I'm
Yeah.
15.
Yeah.
And you don't know where cool people are when you're that young.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then there was this place called Madaba. It was a hookah lounge on
Oh.
like First and it was like on First Ave and Second Street or something.
I know
I
this
never
place.
checked
there.
IDs.
Yeah, that's what I
so
used
we would
to
all
do.
go there.
And there was Dahlia's. You ever go to Dahlia's?
No.
Sultana.
Dahlia's was
Was
the
it
famous.
Sultana?
It was like I'll think of it tonight. as I fall
Dahlia's was
asleep.
the famous doesn't check IDs place when I was in high school.
Yeah.
And then they closed, and we started when I moved here when I was 18. We started going to another no IDs place, and then Dahlia's reopened in a new location next to the place we were going.
God bless.
And I was like, oh, this is it. And then I got a ticket for smoking weed outside of Dahlia's, and I went to court. And when I was in court, the case before mine was Dahlia's lawyer because that night they got busted for serving underage.
Shit. Yeah, I got a ticket for public urination and disorderly conduct. What's up?
What are we doing?
I got a ticket for. I don't remember actually, but I remember I had to go downtown court.
Oh, every
Maybe an open container, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some.
So my grandfather, this is a big admission, my grandfather was the governor of New York. And not when I was alive ever, like in the 70s and 80s.
Mario Cuomo.
No, I wish. Wouldn't that be crazy?
That is crazy.
It was Hugh Carey. And so I went to court for a weed ticket and I got like a lawyer because I didn't know how anything worked.
That's why you live in Albany.
And
Sorry, just
yeah, no, totally.
light bulbs.
And my lawyer went up and was like, pulled her grandfather was a governor card, and the judge was like, yeah, they didn't field test the weed, so she's good. You didn't have to do that. And I was like, oh, that's so embarrassing.
Your lawyer basically did the who
Know
my
who my dad
father's
is.
Yeah.
So funny.
Ooh.
And the judge was like, enough. This is New York City. Everybody's dad is somebody.
Yeah. Well, so
so
that
funny.
is speaking of. So I would call you a New Yorker. Don't come for me, natives. Don't come for me,
Yeah.
Queens and Brooklyn
Queens,
residents.
just remain seated, please.
Yes,
Queens.
please.
Yeah.
I know
Take a
you
deep
went to
breath.
this high school,
I know.
Queens.
I know.
Everybody
PS
knows.
this, PS that.
Yeah.
But I was gonna ask, what are things that New York transplants do that annoy you as a native New Yorker?
Okay, so number one thing is being carefree.
Yes.
I love this.
Yes.
Just like this joyous, carefree attitude.
Light in your
especially
eyes,
skipping.
giggling.
It's not even that like, oh, they hate us because they ain't us. Like, I'm jealous. I'm like, I'm embarrassed. Like, when we live in this type of city, there's a lot of suffering going on.
Yeah.
All the time.
And you're skipping with your MacBook.
And you're acting like it's Disneyland.
Yes.
And
And
then
it's not Disneyland.
And then that specifically gets hyper, activated when we're in the subway.
yes.
And we're going somewhere together. You do not chat with your friends on the train.
Or you quiet.
Yeah, quiet.
Quiet.
Like really quiet.
Really quiet.
Like people are like, oh my God, no. And he's like so random. No. And then like I think
That's crazy.
Yeah.
On the train?
Yeah.
and then someone's
you
like
embarrassed?
someone like has no legs sitting next to you.
I
go,
know.
aren't you embarrassed?
Aren't you embarrassed?
On the train?
I was just talking about this the other day because
You're on the train and you're talking about a boy. Aren't you embarrassed?
I've lived here for 8 years. I was on the train with my friend who's lived here for even longer. And we were with a woman who was visiting New York and she was loud talking on the train. Meanwhile, it's like 2 a.m. on a Tuesday because we're comedians. So everyone else on the train is like going to or from their terrible overnight shift.
Yeah.
And they're like just fucking done. And it's all people who have like lived here, whose apartments we took when we moved in. And this woman is just like, meh, 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 meh. And the other thing, and she's like name dropping famous comedians. And I'm like, nobody on this train cares. And they're all mad at us and they think that we're like you. And like me and my friend are doing the thing where like we're talking really quietly.
Yes,
like, to try and give you the
It's
hint
like,
to like tone it down.
yeah.
And she's just not picking up on it. And we're both like sweating and like clutching our knees and being like, please, for the love of God, we're all gonna get fucked up if you don't shut the fuck up right now.
Yeah, they're gonna beat the shit out of us, and they're gonna be right.
Or worse, they're not gonna beat the shit out of us and we're just gonna ruin their day.
Yeah.
Like, I was almost like, hey, if anyone wants to beat the shit out of us, that would make everyone on this train happier.
Yeah. Well, it's very main character energy. I think when people move to New York, it's like their breakout moment in their
Yeah.
life. They view
Yeah.
their life as a movie.
And like they probably were the main character of their hometown. That's
Yes.
why
Yeah.
you moved here.
Yeah. And so they walk slow often. They're like drinking it in type energy. They're just like, isn't this amazing? I mean,
Yeah.
I think when I became truly broken in a New York way is when I had my first abortion, Planned Parenthood.
That'll do it.
26 Bleecker?
Yeah. Oh no, Borough Hall.
Oh, okay, Brooklyn location. Yeah. Shout out.
Ooh, not the friendliest office.
You gotta go Manhattan is the best
Yeah,
one.
the
20,
best ones
26
are-
Bleecker Street.
yeah.
You get a nice protester, but they're nice.
Yeah, I mean,
They're nice about it.
that's now I know better. Now I know 26 Bleecker, but
Yeah.
I was a fucking 1 year New Yorker, so I went to Borough Hall like a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
And then I remember afterwards, I was sitting in like you sit in like shitty like massage chair
Yeah,
loungers.
it feels like you're like airplane first class.
yes.
Which is good on an airplane, but not anywhere else, you know?
Not great after you've had the life sucked out of you, literally, or not literally, whatever you believe.
Whatever you believe. I believe that life begins at conception and abortion should be legal.
This is a Christian podcast. We hate women and their right to choose.
Yeah. We think women are bad.
Yeah,
and we also
however you
think-
identify.
But I remember sitting next to a woman. I was 18 and this woman was, I want to say 30s. And she was on a phone, like talking to her boss, being like, I'll be in later. And I was
Yeah.
like, oh, being a woman is terrible. This woman's like getting an abortion on her lunch break. And then when you get an abortion, sometimes the symptoms that you had during your pregnancy are like ramped up hugely for like an hour afterwards. So I had morning sickness. So I'm just throwing up into a little bucket, watching this woman next to me being like, I can't finish it right. Hold on 1 second. And then I'm just like,
Yeah.
this is so bad. And I took the fucking subway home after that. And I kept my mouth fucking shut.
Yeah, that's like the
Keep your mouth shut.
Yeah, that's like the time I was like, I got sexually assaulted and then took an Uber home.
Yeah.
And I was crying on the phone with my friend, and the Uber driver was like, do you want me to take you to a police station? Because he overheard my conversation. And I was like, what are you, fucking nuts? Yeah. Take me home.
Take me home, and sorry for talking
I
loudly.
have to go
life
to
is
work in the morning.
hard.
Also,
I know.
sorry I was on my phone. I literally
I
got out
know.
of the Uber and I was like, I'm so sorry. And he was like, it's okay.
What was...
At least you had the self-awareness to
Yeah.
even know that you're talking loud.
Yeah.
I feel
Talking
like,
loud in New
when you're
York
in a
is crazy.
traumatized state, you get a pass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If someone's having a bad day, I don't begrudge them.
Talking
their
loud on
grief.
the
Yeah.
But
talking loud on the subway, bad. Crying on the subway, fine.
Totally fine.
fine,
Cry.
so beautiful, so
Cry.
beautiful. I'll block you, girl.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
I
I'll
got
help
you.
out.
I got
What can
you.
I do? You want
Yeah,
tissue?
I'll hand you a little
Slip
napkin, a little water.
slip it
If I
to
have a
you
little
if I
water,
can.
I'll give you a little water. Stay hydrated.
I've fully been like on the phone, crouched down, weeping.
Yes.
Like bent over.
I know
and
this
someone
one.
has come down to where I'm at and gave me a tissue.
That's great.
And said, you'll be okay.
That's
and then
like-
kept it fucking moving.
Yeah.
Shut their mouth and kept it
Yeah,
moving.
they never ask. You don't ask what's wrong. You just.
Not appropriate to ask what's
This
wrong.
is like I hate when cliches like this are true, but I think this is the truest one. When people say people in LA are nice but not kind,
Yes.
and people in New York are kind but not nice.
Yeah.
That's kind but not nice.
Yes.
Nice, fake nice is asking that person like, oh no, it happened. Blah, blah.
You're
You don't
too
care.
good for him.
You don't
Yeah.
care.
Imagine.
But
No.
just handing someone a quick little napkin, giving them a wink, letting them
Yeah,
go.
being like, it's okay.
But also recently I was publicly weeping in New York. Same thing, crouched down, wailing, you know? And I was standing in front of one of those like little, you know, those little statues that are like letters that say love or like an ampersand or
God.
something. I was standing in front of one of those and this fucking tourist comes up to me and goes, do you mind moving out of the way so we can take a picture? And I'm like,
You're like, take a picture of this. This is New York.
Yeah.
Women wailing on the streets is the most New York thing
Man.
possible.
But you know what I did? I got out of the damn way so they could take that
holds
picture.
the girls in their grief.
Yes.
It does.
But it
really
does not hold you in your fucking joy over brunch plans.
No.
Yes.
It's
Get
like,
that shit
enough,
outta here.
Enough.
That's
and the
actually-
guys are worse. Like, I'm like making this like
I know.
I'm making fun of the girls right now, but the guys are worse.
The guys on the train with a 12-pack of White Claws.
He could have done. He could have got 12 assists, bro. But I told him don't make that trade, bro.
Yes, dude. The amount of times
the
I've seen a group of boys on the train with a 12-pack of White Claws playing music, loud, just fucking, and all they are always doing this. They're always like astonished at the idea that they're going to Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? They're
Yeah.
like, what even stop do we get off of? I don't go to Brooklyn. And it's like, then don't.
Then stay
Yeah.
in Murray
Stay
Hill.
in Murray Hill. Go to the Gem Saloon.
Yeah.
And have the time you deserve.
The
Yeah.
bar
I
I
hate
work at
you.
is in Murray Hill. Can you
Oh.
imagine?
I used to work at a-
Can you imagine me going to work in Murray Hill every
work-
day for 7 years?
I used to
Not
work-
every day, but
I used
once
to
a
work
week for 7
lunch.
years.
We've talked
to
about
work
sad
lunch
stuff.
and-
That's the saddest thing that's been said today.
Yeah.
Hold on. I used to work lunch in Murray
and
Hill.
rapes have been talked about.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah, fuck that.
That's the saddest thing in the podcast.
Yeah.
Going to Murray Hill is rape.
Yeah.
I worked I worked lunches in Murray Hill for a couple years, and that was a nightmare because everybody has the same lunch break.
Well,
Yeah.
where'd you work? Did you get the hospital crowd, the UN crowd?
I
What'd you
got UN and like regular office
tax ID, fucking
Yeah,
cards.
yeah,
You gotta
yeah,
write
yeah.
that shit down.
And
enough
military,
is enough. Enough is
military,
enough.
yeah, enough.
To get $2 off.
get $2
You're making
off,
2
I have
hours of work for me.
I have to go to the POS, do the whole fucking. I can't. But
Poland.
I know.
So number I was gonna do a name, but I was like, that's cancelable.
Yeah.
I was gonna
We can't
start
guess
doing UN names.
We can't guess Polish.
I've confessed to so many assaults, and you're not even going to say a fucking name? How dare you?
I gotta stay in good graces with Amazon.com.
All right.
Keep it clean.
Dude, I used to work lunches and everyone has the same lunch break and they all think their job is more important than yours. And they're yelling at you about their lunch break. And I remember one time this woman was like, I'm on my lunch break. I don't have time, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, yeah, you know how this is the 2 hours you get where you're not working to eat lunch? And she was like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. And I went, I don't get one of those. I'm at work.
Yeah.
So let's relax a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's take
I
it down.
can't. And the phones, they're all on the phone.
Yeah.
They're, oh my God, I can't.
The best is when there's a construction site near you and you work lunch.
Yeah.
They'll come in like a fucking whirling dervish.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
come in, they
Yeah.
spend, they throw the cash, the best tippers, cash,
Yeah.
cash,
And
Yeah,
cash,
they
cash,
don't bother you.
and they're out.
And they're
Yeah.
gone.
A wonton soup, 4 IPAs, and they're out. Back
Yeah.
to the crane.
Yeah, they
Get
looked
it up
at-
there.
Yeah.
Get it up there.
Beautiful.
You're like, we don't even serve wonton soup, but I'm making it happen for
Yeah.
you. I love
Want
you.
a wonton? You want a wonton?
Anybody, we're doing wontons and
What are we
IPAs.
doing? What are we doing?
Yeah.
Well, okay. Question for you, native New Yorker who's worked in the service industry. European tourists ordering
Boo.
fucking
I
lunch.
have 2 words for you. Auto gratuity.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
You feel me,
thank
dog?
you.
Auto gratuity.
18%.
I
Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
I did.
Yes.
It's not culturally part of their culture.
I had a guy yell at me for the fact that you have to tip in America. And I was like, Yeah, man, I didn't like make the economy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just
didn't
work
make
here.
I thought you made the economy.
I just live in capitalism. So if you could throw a hot 20% on that, that'd be sick.
Or even a hot 20 cash. Hot
Yes.
20 cash. Two things just came
Tip
to my
and cash,
mind.
honey.
Now
Oh,
yeah?
I'm coming alive.
Yeah, let's do it.
And now I'm awake.
Yeah.
I was asleep.
Welcome to the show.
Now I'm awake. Now I can't remember. Oh yeah. So have you worked in service? Have you guys worked in service? Yes,
I
you
have, yeah.
I did in Canada.
So there's a big movement to like make it illegal to work for tips.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I would not do that job
I
if there
agree.
was a cap. If I was making for $18 an hour, I wouldn't do it.
I agree.
I only
Yeah.
make it because you could make $50. I only do the job because I could make $50 an
I
hour.
agree completely. Yeah. I've made all of my money working in service off of tips.
Right. So
Yeah.
why are we trying to cap this?
And if
I
you're
like
a charming guy, you couldn't fucking get away with murder. You
That's
know?
the thing. Once you get good at it,
Yeah.
you know how to get good tips.
Yeah. Yeah.
Free shots.
Free shots, fucking. All you have to do is like, you like ball bust them a little bit.
Yeah, yeah.
Or this is a fun trick. If you are a waitress, this is what I used to do. If I would, like a table would be seated in my section and I'd like forget about them and I wouldn't go greet them in time, I'd go over to them and I'd go, you guys, I'm so sorry. I meant to come over here sooner, but that table over there is, why am I talking to you about this? You don't care about this.
Yes.
And then they go,
Yeah.
oh my God, we're your favorite and you're
Yeah.
having a bad day.
And then they hold you.
And
they
they
hold
hold
your
you.
grief.
They
There's
hold
always
your
someone
grief.
to hold your grief.
But here's the thing. There's no grief. I made that up.
Of course.
But they're going to hold your grief and they're going to tip you 25%.
Or if a table sees another table being rude to you or in any type of like I had this
best.
label. I
The
had
best.
I had a little altercation with a woman one time, and she threw these plate of chicken wings in the toilet, and the whole
She threw them in the toilet.
things escalated quickly. Like you see the happy hour,
Yeah.
$5 wings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, happy hour, but you can't take them to go because that's not the point of happy hour. The
I'm
point of
sorry
happy
I
hour
threw the
is
wings in the
it's cheap
toilet,
food.
okay? I'm sorry.
Yeah, why'd you do that?
You are a wings in the toilet guy. You are that. We're the mean waitresses, and you're the one who's like, I wanted to take them to go,
Yeah.
and it's my God given right.
Well, she was always playing games, and I knew that, but I'm not the police, so like
Yeah.
I'll let it go sometimes, and then sometimes my manager's on my ass, and I
Right.
gotta enforce the rules. So she's
Yeah.
like, let me have 3 orders of wings, and she's sitting down. Right after I bring out the wings, she goes, I'm sorry, I gotta go for work. Can I just get these to go? I go, you can't take them to go. You can take them, I can box them, but I have to charge you the regular price for wings.
Yeah.
You can't have happy hour price. And things escalated very quickly, and she
Yeah.
goes, well, how about I just throw them in the toilet? I was like,
You're
that
still
doesn't
gonna have
seem
to
like,
pay for them if you
I
throw
was
them in
like,
the
that
toilet.
doesn't seem like the solution.
Yeah.
She's like,
Yeah.
but how about I throw them in the toilet? I said, how about you do? And then
Yeah.
she goes in the bathroom and she just throws all the wings in the toilet.
Icon.
Insane.
Yeah, kind of an icon.
Kind of an icon.
And
Kind of
then
insane.
hangs
Yeah.
around for 30 more minutes. I go, babe, that's what you do on your way out the door. What are you
Yeah.
doing?
What are you
Yeah.
doing?
What are you
You're the
doing
wing in
here?
the toilet lady.
You got to do
Yeah.
that and then be
You
out.
gotta get
Be
out. You gotta get out. Imagine throwing the wings in the toilet and then you
she's-
order an Uber and it's 7 minutes away.
Like,
No.
That's fucking
oh,
heroic
the
and
reason
awful.
I thought of that was because it was such a public spectacle of me clearly being victimized.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
That people were just throwing cash down.
Yes.
But the
Yeah.
other tables were like $40 tips. $40
Yes.
tips.
Yeah.
Especially
And
if
they were
a
like, you
man yells
handled
at
that
you.
all right.
If a
Yeah.
man yells at you, I'm doing fake tears for the rest of my shift.
Yes.
Give me your money. A man yelled at me. I'm a little girl.
Mean little girl, me.
I'm not into it. I'm a scared little girl.
I'm not wet.
Well, I
No,
think
I've never been
sad.
drier except for my eyes, which are crying.
I have dry sockets.
there's also a fulcrum, I think, to becoming more of a New Yorker is when you learn how to lie properly and quickly. Like
Yes.
that's when there are newbie New Yorkers who can't fucking get out of a jam and you're
Yeah.
watching them enough.
Enough.
Learn to lie and so that
And
we
keep
can
it pushing.
all just swallow it down
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
move on. When someone's super green, either you see them falling for a scam or not
Yeah.
knowing how to lie properly. And I'm like, I'm embarrassed for
Or like,
you.
or like when someone's late to work and they're like, somebody jumped in front of the subway, and you're like, motherfucker, we can all look that up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We hear about it
We
when that
have the
happens.
app.
Yeah.
What are you
Yeah.
talking about? You have to do like good small lies.
Yeah.
You know,
You just go, Subway's late.
subway's late.
Yeah.
Been sitting on the tunnel for 30 minutes.
Or you go, I take the bus here.
Oh.
Nobody takes the
I
bus.
love the bus.
I love
That's a
the
good
bus.
I'm a
one.
bus girl.
I'm a bus girl.
It's like getting a ride from a friend.
I'm a bus girl. It's like a free Uber.
Yeah.
There are buses. If you look
Adore
up,
the bus.
buses go door to door. There's always a bus.
Yeah, there is always
But-
a bus.
Nobody takes the bus. So whenever you're late to work, you go, I take the bus here. And they go, oh, don't say no more. Say no more. The bus schedule's crazy.
I can't believe you hang out with those pores.
But if you say the train was delayed, they're like, that's interesting because I take that train. I take the bus. I take the bus.
So
Yeah.
you know what though?
I've lied about neighborhoods I lived in during jobs and been like, take the bus.
yeah,
You just say you live somewhere completely different than
Yeah.
Staten
I love that.
Island.
I love that.
Yeah.
Or like I slept over at my
confidence. I can never do
I
that.
slept over at my boyfriend's. He lives in fucking like I don't know the
Hoboken.
shit.
Hoboken.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. He lives in Jersey City, so it took me forever to get here. And they're like, okay, I don't know how that works.
You're like, oh, well, you were fired anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, go back to your Jersey City boyfriend.
So we good. What was I going to
I'm trying to
trains. But I
What
can't
about other
remember.
things that that New Yorkers do that bother you or any of us?
That's really, I think that encompasses everything.
What was
Yeah.
the one we thought of? We thought of one yesterday.
Carefree.
pretending you're not rich.
Oh, cosplaying as poor is
Yeah.
huge.
Yeah.
I hate that. That's crazy. When people who are clearly wealthy make you send them $5 for an Uber.
Oh, get the fuck
I know that
out.
your dad's credit card is on your Uber account. I'm not Venmoing you money so you can make money off of an Uber your dad paid for.
Or where they're like, I got this spot in Chinatown. You can get like literally 12 dumplings for $3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
like-
You don't need to go there.
Just like go to Uncle Bao Bao's. What's the place that everyone likes? Uncle something? Uncle Lou's? Uncle Bao's? I don't know. It's like expensive. It's expensive.
Uncle Ted's.
Okay, I believe that.
And listen, as someone who's a rich
Uncle
person,
Boone's.
I'm always telling people because
Are you
I don't
rich, self-made or from?
from.
Beautiful.
Yeah. And I'm
Proud.
like,
And God bless.
I'm not going to pretend that there's something so insane to me about being like, I'm going to pretend that I hustled my whole life.
Right.
Yeah.
I didn't.
Yeah.
Listen, I've had other problems. You've heard the stories. I'm a little traumatized.
Rich
from,
people, they're just like us.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like the fact that it's like you see, especially in Bushwick specifically, you see the
Yes.
Parsons School of Design, which I went to, NYU, just fucking doing quirky comedy about like their existential bullshit.
This is what I've always said,
You don't
'cause-
have existential drama. You're fucking loaded.
I also went to an expensive college in New York and like I had like
Where NYU?
the new school, which is Parsons, but I didn't go to Parsons. No. No. You guys are the worst.
Yeah, we are the worst. Yeah.
What
The
type
most
of- are these, like,
insufferable
art
people in New
schools?
York.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the schools that.
But I went there and it's an expensive school. So like I have enough, my family's well off enough to send me to the school. I know that. I know where I'm at. There's a difference, and a lot of people who move to New York don't realize this. There's a difference between poor and broke.
Yeah.
Broke is when you can't afford something because your parents haven't sent you money yet that month.
Yeah.
You're feeling a little broke.
Poor
right
is
now.
when you can't afford it and everyone around you can't afford it.
Poor
either.
is when there's no money to be sent.
Yeah.
And these people, like, I would talk to people who lived in one of the dorms at the new school is at the time was the most expensive dorm in America. And I would talk to people who lived there and they'd be like, oh my God, I can't go out tonight because I'm so poor. You're not poor.
Yeah.
There's nothing poor about you. You're broke because you refuse to get a job.
Yeah, there's also trust fund kids who pursue the arts in New York City, again, who build their like platform, so to speak, on like how
Struggle.
hard and struggle is. And it's like, your dad is the CEO of Raytheon. You're
Yeah.
never
Yeah.
going to be.
I just said my grandfather was the governor of New York. You think I'm going to walk around being like, oh, it's so hard to be me?
Yeah, I know, it's insane.
I don't know if I'm poor. I was poor or not.
Yeah,
A lot of people are in the middle.
yeah.
Because it really depends how you look at it.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
my family didn't have any money, but then we grew up in like a pretty rich town,
Yeah.
so I could get some if I needed it. I could
Right.
get like $500 if I needed it.
Yeah,
Right,
when
right.
you're surrounded by the rich,
Right. So it's like I have access to mad money.
Yeah, and I think
know what I'm
that's I think that's different than like flat broke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Medium.
Medium.
Medium is fine.
I like medium.
Yeah.
I just think in general, being honest about it is better. Like I remember we knew this girl who her parents were paying her rent. That's fine. Whatever. Your parents can pay your rent. I don't really have a huge problem with that. The problem I had was she was lying about it. And then her roommate was also someone that I knew. And she was like, oh yeah, I pay my own rent. I have a work from home job. And then she moved in with someone I knew. And I was like, you're home with her. The lie is over.
Yeah.
Stop acting like I'm stupid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like like the other person I knew was like, yeah, she's never been on her computer once. Like, what are you doing from home?
Yeah.
Also,
Nothing.
rich is just something that everyone wants to be. So why wouldn't you be like, this is awesome?
That's what I
Right.
never got.
it's like if you're
about it.
super hot, why would you pretend to be ugly?
Yes.
But they do that too. Super hot people are like, oh my God, my
I'm
pores.
ugly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There is nothing more humiliating than the super hot person being like, but I'm self-conscious. But we don't.
I don't care.
I don't care. Everyone
don't care.
treats you better objectively. Someone who had a glow up sort of like mid-20s, the way people treat me it's insanely different. And I'm not saying I'm the fucking hottest bitch in town, but like it's clearly an advantage. Stop being like, I hate myself. You don't.
Yeah.
I know you don't.
That's like, I'm not a skinny woman, and I hate when skinny women are like, I look so fat in this.
Yeah.
They're like, I look like you. Isn't that disgusting that I look like you in this? And my favorite thing to do is to be like, yeah, do you want to like borrow some of my clothes? I think that they would fit you.
Yeah. And they're like, that's my
Or worse, skinny women who are like, it actually sucks to be called skinny too. I'm like,
No,
that's
it doesn't.
interesting
No,
because
it
if I told
doesn't.
you were fat, you'd kill yourself. So I don't think it's the same.
It's awesome to be called skinny.
It's the best
Yes,
to
it
be called
is.
skinny.
pretending that being
Being called
skinny.
little, skinny, anything like that. Oh my God.
If you're cold.
I love when a man lies to my face and is like, I love your little thighs. I'm like, yeah.
Tiny little wrist.
Oh, you're just a little bird bone baby. Yeah, I love it.
If you're rich and hot, sing it, sister.
Yeah,
Sing
that's
it
awesome.
proud.
That's so cool. Like I want to hang out with rich kids. I love them.
They're fun.
They've been fun forever.
We're wacky.
They're generous. They'll be like, you need a hoodie? Like, just wear this. And like, I don't need it back.
That's the thing about rich kids too.
And
is
I'm like, that's mad cool. And they're like, and we're going out to dinner and I got you.
yeah. The other thing
Like,
about
okay.
the other thing about rich kids is they've never been told that like they can't do something fun. So then if you hang out with them and you don't have the funds at the time to like go to a place with a cover, they'll be like, I'll do it.
Yeah.
Because they're just focused on having fun.
Yeah.
So like they don't care. They don't care if they have to buy the round of shots for everybody because they want to do a shot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's the
That
best.
actually brings a tear to my eye.
I know. It's
And that people would pretend to not be this beautiful thing.
I know.
Yeah.
That's
sick to me.
That's
It's
class
sick.
solidarity.
Sick. Yeah.
If you think about it.
I do have
you
class
wanna
solidarity
You want to
with
be
it.
fucking, you want to be cool and get in with the fucking leftist people that you're pretending to be broke to get in with.
Yeah.
Just buy stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Buy them shots. That's cool. We love that.
I used to buy shots for the whole bar.
Me too.
With my
Awesome.
daddy's credit
That's
card.
awesome.
yeah.
I said, there's no limit on this one.
Yeah.
Get in here. And the most fucked up rich girl shit I ever did, which we've talked about in another podcast, was smashing a bottle of Clicquot and trying to slit my wrist with it.
no.
If that is not the most fucked up rich girl shit you've
Genuinely?
ever seen. Yeah, genuinely.
You're in despair?
Yeah.
Genuine?
Yeah. I mean, I have bipolar disorder too, so I was, kind of nuts. Well, let's take a quick break and then we'll either
Wrap it up.
We'll wrap it up, do something a little short because we gotta get out of here.
Yeah.
But we'll be back soon. We're back. I'm rich and I'm not gonna apologize. I'm wearing a pink shirt and a fedora and I don't give a fuck. Welcome back to Respectfully. We're gonna close this bitch out.
Classic seg.
Yeah, and we've done this only with boys. Frex, you're our first girl to answer the good boy, bad boy question.
Honored.
Yeah.
Lizzie, what is the good boy,
So
bad boy?
there are four types of, the theory is there's four types of men, but I think there's four types of people in this world.
Yeah.
There are good boys. That's
Okay.
someone who you think is going to be a good boy and he's a good boy.
Okay.
There are good boy, bad boys. Someone who pretends they're good and is bad. We're
Okay.
seeing where this is going. Bad boy,
Yeah,
wears
but-
it on his sleeve.
Yeah, bad boy,
And then
bad
my
boy.
personal weakness, bad boy, good boy.
Okay.
Guy who looks bad, secretly soft inner shell like a lobster.
Yeah.
So we want to know, A, which category do you think you are?
Okay.
And B, which category gets you going?
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you fall for? Because I'm a
For me,
I'm
I
a
like bad boy, good boy.
I'm a bad boy, good boy.
Bad boy, good boy. Has
Yeah.
to be. I don't see any other way.
But the problem with being a bad boy, good boy girl is I get a lot of bad boy, bad boys.
Wait, so okay, hold on, I'm confused.
So
okay.
I like
that's a lot
bad
of
boy,
words.
good boy.
Yes,
That's what I would be attracted to.
yeah.
which is what I'm attracted to.
Right.
But sometimes a bad boy
Slips in.
slips
Slips
in because you think you tell yourself he's gonna be a bad boy, good boy,
Yeah.
but he's just a dumb bad
You
boy.
go, I'll find the good.
Yeah, I keep getting tricked by guys with tattoos.
There is nothing women are better at than finding the good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's toxic.
Not even there most of the
know.
I
time.
know.
I genuinely believe that everyone is good. So that's jokes on me.
I know. Me
Like,
too, and it's
people
crazy.
don't like
I don't.
approach the world the way that I do.
I do
And it's
not
just-
genuinely believe everyone
Yeah.
is good. I think 10% of people are good max.
Really.
Yeah, in our
Yeah.
world. I think people are rotten and
Yeah, but that's
horrible.
funny
So maybe
because-
you know what I have? You have rich privilege. I have my privilege is that I've just encountered like mostly good people.
I have incredible people in my life, but
Right.
but they are like few and far between, and I hold on to them for dear life. When I meet a genuine good person, I'm like, I'll kill for you.
Yeah.
But I'm so used to like scanning for badness because there's been so many horrible people in my life that I'm like, if I even sniff an inch of bullshit, I'm already gone.
Here's what I think. I think 10% of people are good and 10% of people are bad and 80% of people are just lost and not done cooking.
Yeah,
I would say
that's fair.
80%
You know what I
are
mean?
just trying to do their day.
Yeah. They're
There's
just
no-
like, they have no fucking idea. They have no time to be good or bad.
If they got to be a little good that day, then they'll be a little good. Whatever they got to be to get through the day, they'll be a little good, a little bad.
Well, I think this is probably a rich thing for me because I know so many like wildly rich people, and wildly rich people are amoral for the most part, and they're not even self-aware about how bad they are. Like I've had the, I guess, privilege is the word to not to leave
I
that
introduced
bubble.
that word, and I'm sorry because it's gross.
No, it's
and
fine.
I'm so sorry that I brought that to the table. I apologize.
I don't hang out with these riches very much anymore in my life because they're all back at home, and also like, I mean, I know obviously rich people all around New York City. New York City's filled with rich people, but I don't like make it my business to hang out with that type of person all the time.
Right.
And like we went to a wedding. Me and my fiance went to a wedding recently with my richest friend, and the speeches at this wedding were so unhinged and incredible. One of them was like, we threatened her with going to public school, and everybody laughed and was like,
so
funny. The worst thing.
Yeah.
You mean prison?
Yeah. So I know these like amoral people, and I've been around them, and they're so scary. Like they're so scary how much they don't respect human life. It's fucking nuts. So for that reason, I'm a good boy lover. You got to be a pure lamb to be near me.
What do you think you are?
All right. I think I would say bad boy, good boy, but it's also like I don't think I dress cool or anything, but maybe like the smoking and like I sit, I have scoliosis. That's why.
Yeah.
People think like, oh, she's always like so
She's so cool.
It's like, bro, I have scoliosis, guy.
Yeah.
Can't sit up straight.
Yeah.
Sorry. Sorry. But so also maybe like when I was a rapper, that's the image that I wanted
That'll
to give
give
off.
bad boy, yeah.
Because I could just get up on stage and just fucking, I would just be like, yo, I'd rather fuck your brother, blah, 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 blah. Just total confidence. But inside, I'm like, I will not fuck your brother, not even a little bit.
Yeah, I have no interest in your brother. Also, I would never do that to you.
I would love to cook dinner though. And I'd love to care for you.
Yeah,
that's my true heart.
I think that like women generally who talk into microphones are bad boy, good boys.
Yeah.
Because we all come on here and we're like, fuck men. Like I literally just said like men are dogs and pigs. But then when I'm your girlfriend, I'm like, I don't know. What do you want to do?
Yeah,
like
What do you think I am?
I think you're a good boy, good boy.
I am. Yeah. I think that I give off a cool, edgy vibe.
I think you do.
Oh, thank you. I do have hoops
Yeah, but if you talk to you for 1
Thanks so
second,
much.
if anyone talks to you for 1 second, that's like we were somewhere yesterday where we ran into someone we didn't want to talk to. And I was like, it's okay. We don't have to talk to them. We can just say hi and then go sit down. And then Andrea's like, so what are you doing here? Are you having fun? Are you having a good day? I have all these questions for you. And I'm like, you didn't want to talk to this person.
I have a rabid need to make people feel included.
Yeah.
Because
that's beautiful though.
I know what it feels like to not be included. And I just have this like caretakery, and I try to tamp it because it's not for my benefit all the time. But I do think when people tell me that I seem intimidating, I'm like, that's insane.
People tell me
People
that.
say that to me too, and I
Me
go,
too.
what? In what version of this world?
Yeah.
People tell me that and I love it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm like, whenever I'm like, somebody's like, wow, you're actually really nice. I'm like, don't fucking tell anybody.
Yeah.
I don't want people to think that they can get away with stuff around me.
That's
But
fair.
really, I'm like, if somebody does do something bad around me, I'm like, hey, I didn't like that.
Yeah.
I'm like, that wasn't actually, I didn't really like the way you talked to me back there. So if you could not do that again. But also if you want to do that again, I don't know, maybe I'm crazy,
Yeah.
But I have this like on stage persona that I'm like, fuck you, I don't take shit.
Yeah,
you
but
know?
that guy's always the nice guy.
Yeah.
The
And that's
fuck
why
you-
I fall for bad boy, good boys, because I think that's what they are.
Yeah.
There's nothing that gets me more than a guy who's mean to everyone except you.
Sure.
That's
Yeah.
like crack to me.
That's my fiance.
When a
Yeah.
guy is like, no, but I mean like,
So then you're like, you just don't understand him. Like, you don't know him like I know.
you don't know him like I
Yeah.
know. I know what you mean by it's your fiance because I know, but I mean a guy who's like big fucking tough guy.
Yeah, sure.
Who's like scary.
Yeah, no,
you know?
my fiance's like smart and cutting.
Yeah.
There's people who are like, he scares me.
That is scary when you know someone could just pick you apart, but they're only not doing it out of the kindness of their heart.
Yeah.
I'll give you a like concise example. If I'm at like a hardcore punk show, which is on my mind because I was just at a bunch of them, and there's a big tattooed guy who's like punching people in the face and spilling drinks, and then I trip in front of him, and he like picks me up and holds my shoulders and is like, "Are you good? Do you need me to get you out of here?"
Yeah.
I'm like, "I need you to run away with me.
Yeah.
I love you." You know,
caretaker.
That's my favorite. Yeah,
That's like the biggest attraction is the caretaker.
Yeah.
And it's funny because like just back to the messaging, like we've been like messaged to really get in people's face and like dare them to like I dare you to try to take care of me.
Yeah.
yeah, I know.
Even though like that's beautiful.
Yeah, I'm an empowered woman. I don't need a man.
It's beautiful.
I
I do.
yeah.
I'm
I
like
need
baby at
one.
home. I'm baby.
Yes.
at home.
Me too.
Like baby baba.
Dude,
Yeah. When I put me in a diaper
Baby need a baba.
and get me
Every guy I've
glass of
dated,
tea.
every guy I've dated, I've asked to tuck me in.
Yeah.
What are we talking about right
Sometimes
now?
I'll go to my boyfriend. I'm like, I'll tuck you in, and I'll start like doing this with the sheets. He's like, that doesn't even feel good. I'm like, but it feels good for me.
But it feels
I'm,
good.
I'm taking care of you.
I want to be mommy right now.
I start like doing. I don't know what you call this.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean.
Fluffing,
Yeah, like
floofing
fluffing the
them.
sheets, making them crisp.
Wait,
You know what I do? That's fun. I'll hold a guy like a baby and bottle feed him a vape.
Oh,
love
wow.
That's good.
That's
That's how I
beautiful.
take care.
You're a Madonna.
Yeah.
We'll close this out, but I do want to ask you one last question, Frex. What is your partner? Bad boy, good boy? Which one of it is he? Would you say?
It's tough. I think good boy, good boy.
Yeah.
But he has like a mysterious kind of like look, but
Yeah.
not bad
Yeah.
boy. Like not like tattoos. Like I know he used to smoke, but he doesn't smoke anymore.
Yeah.
It really depends on what you think bad boy is.
I also
guess.
think any guy who's been in a relationship for more than a couple of years is a good boy, because
Yeah.
he's
We've
been
taught
trained.
them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just become one.
I know.
Every
Yeah.
husband who's a good husband is a good boy,
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
He's like, I'm sorry, did I say something wrong? Like enough.
Yeah.
Relax.
Yeah.
Just say something wrong. You can say something
You're
wrong. How
allowed
about
to
that?
say
You're allowed to
something
say something wrong.
I'm not gonna leave.
Don't worry. Like,
I'm like, I might leave.
Yeah.
Watch yourself.
well, I have like object permanence. So if we do have a fight and then he leaves the house, I'm like, I'll never see him again.
yeah.
That'll be it for me.
Yeah, if I don't talk to my boyfriend every second of every day,
Yeah,
when I have
that's
one, I forget. I'm like, nobody's ever loved me.
No. Yeah, it's like I'm completely alone in this world. It's like, oh no. Okay, got it.
Oh, okay,
And then
right,
like
right.
he'll write me a note like, you'll never be alone as long as I'm alive. Like, and I'm like, oh my god. Because 5 minutes ago I thought I would never see you again,
Right.
and now I'm getting the text like this.
And that feels good.
You'll never be alone. God, let's end this out. Let's end this podcast out on that.
Hey, as long as you have this
Listeners,
podcast,
you'll never be alone.
Let's do a quick plug before we go. Lizzie, where can they find you and follow you?
Follow me on Instagram at Lizzie Cassidy and listen to my other podcast, Close Calls. It's a comedy podcast about near-death experiences.
Love it. Follow me at Andrea Comedy 69 on Instagram and TikTok. What? And onlyfans.com/dogpig69. Frex, where can they follow you and find you?
At LILFREXXX. Listen to my pod on Slickback Studios called That's What I Heard.
Oh, such a funny pod.
And
We love
subscribe
it.
to our podcast on YouTube and everywhere else. We love you.
Woo! Goodbye.